east side of Madison, or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim.
He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
We're learning a lot about each other.
It's Murr.
I'm the problem, it's
Mister.
Maybe that's just me being a negative Packer fan, but
Pessimistic Polly.
there you go. Did you just call me Polly?
I did say Polly.
I know it's been a while, but okay.
I know. Welcome back, Polly.
We are on our food tour for Molly Brown.
Love it. I'm a
So-
bottomless pit, too. just so you guys know, that is what my life has been lately since having the twins. I'm like, I cannot get
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
It is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are
Yeah, it is.
live in the Everlight Solar Studio. I am Jim Rutledge. He is Matt Hamilton. She is Molly Brown. We are presented by Coors Light. The Mountain Dew Blue, you know what to do.
And that's Crush, a Coors Light.
I do have the power. I'm a little bit bummed we don't have a great spread of food in front of us, but it is good to be back in the studio. A little bit easier to do the show, but totally worth it to be out at Ruth's Chris, North and South, and Buck and Honey's Sun Prairie over the last few
Which North and
days.
South was it?
Verona, not the
Not
non-existent.
Not the Pittsburgh one?
And then it was
one.
Buck and Honey's in Sun Prairie, not Monona.
Yeah.
I do want to
Fortunately,
start.
there's only one Ruth's Chris in town.
Yes.
Which is funny I didn't screw it up because there's more Ruth's Chris than any of these other restaurants.
That is true. Glad you
Did
didn't
you
go to
mean the
Milwaukee.
Ruth's Chris Jacksonville?
I'm here.
Because I'm here.
Side note, were you two aware that the ESPN Madison office is playing tic-tac-toe against Google across the away?
Not only was I aware of it, I told our intern who saw it, mentioned it, said, I'm using Google AI to make the next move. I'm like, then the best you can do is tie if you're competing against Google with Google.
That is
What?
fair.
You can't win this.
Take that.
Google AI to make the next move
In tic-tac-toe, yeah.
So they're playing tic-tac-toe
I-
across the way with...
with Google.
yeah,
Google.
but like so
Yes.
they have whiteboards.
Yep.
And so they're playing it, but Matt's saying it in this Everlight
this
Solar
instance.
Studio, we are using Google AI to map out how to win.
How to play them.
You can use AI to figure out the next move in tic-tac-toe?
You can basically use AI for anything.
You
That's
know, there's
crazy.
computers that are like really good at chess, too.
I didn't know that.
Oh, my gosh.
Wait, you're kidding,
Get
right?
out of here.
No.
That's like the
What?
first thing.
That was like what they...
I'm not a nerd.
That's how
no,
like
but
AI
that's like
started.
from like the 80s of
Take
like
that for data.
people would compete, humans would compete against computers in chess to see who was smarter. That's been like, the beginning of the time.
That
Do you
was
know
like
there's
the start of AI.
Do you know there's video games that you play against a computer?
I do know that.
The
I do know
computer.
that. I
So
do
you
know
think
that.
your boys are playing on essentially a computer when they're playing PlayStation,
Yeah.
and they're playing against the computer in soccer, and you think, hey, don't think anything of it. But when I'm like, we're going to use a computer to play tic-tac-toe, you're like, whoa!
Well, it feels different to say that that's an AI versus that's an AI.
Okay.
That's pretty crazy. So we better win if we're cheating with
Well,
an
I
AI.
mean, it's against Google. How are you going to cheat Google with Google AI?
I don't know.
You can't. The best you can do is tie, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
this is a game that cannot be won by us.
Cat scratch, isn't that what it's called?
Cat's game, I thought.
Oh.
Is it Cat's game or Cat
Or
Scratch?
is it a scratch?
I mean, I like cat scratch or scratch.
Well,
or
like
scratch.
hey, whatever
I
floats
think
your
it's
boat.
just called a cat
Snatch.
game. Cringe. you heard whatever you want to over there, Molly. We're so far away, I know you can't hear me right now, but
Cat's game is an idiom that refers to a tied game of tic-tac-toe.
Okay, so I think there's cat's game, but then there's also a scratch. But I think I just tie them together and say cat scratch.
Fever?
scratch and
What are you, Ted Nugent?
Who's never
Cat
mind.
Scratch
cat
Fever?
scratch fever.
Oh.
Don't look it up. We don't need to give him a nickel. But it is a song. that does exist in the world.
Okay.
But yeah, so hot start. So that is interesting. I'm curious if we win or lose. I don't know how they knew we were ESPN Madison. We don't have any sort of.
There's a giant mural that they can see through that window.
But it doesn't say ESPN Madison on it, does it?
I mean, it's pretty sporty. You're right.
Maybe they follow us on social media. They just know where we are.
I think we're just really popular.
That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like the coolest floor in the building, man.
Cool.
I think that's fair. I mean, ESPN
I would agree.
is cool for plenty of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool for
I'm
me.
here.
Cool.
Yes, Matt Hamilton is here. We're going to get started here with I want to get to Mason Crosby retiring as Packer, and I want to get to this sort of Aaron Rodgers, will he or won't he retire as Packer thing. But I think Ryan has convinced me we should start the show talking about some of the possible free agents. Free agency is coming around the corner here for the Green Bay Packers for the NFL. Monday at 11 o'clock, it gets rolling. So I do want to start with kind of some predictions, and you can chime in 844-770-3776 on the Carl Talking text line. List is more. Some predictions here that we can circle back, because when we're on the air next, team, we're going to know if the Packers made significant moves. So I want to get to the poll question we can ask in a minute, but let's define, for me, the Packers making a big splash in free agency means they do something equivalent to what they did last year.
Which was what? A
Sign
big name, big number?
Well, 2 starters early in free agency. Because if you are making a move early in free agency, you're not making a move for the 60th best free agent. You're making a move at the top of the market because you know there's competition for it. So do we agree on that a big splash would be repeating what they did last year? Because they brought in Josh Jacobs and David McKinney within the first 6 hours, if not tighter, of free agency. Is that?
I believe, I know Josh Jacobs was around noon that day, because remember Mr. Irrelevant, Jason Wilde, reacting to it on there live.
Yeah.
And then I believe Xavier McKinney was later in the afternoon around 3 p.m.
So, yeah.
But honestly, at the time, do we consider Xavier McKinney as a big splash that day?
I was more, I thought that was a better signing.
He was what, a top 2 safety?
He was seen as a top 2 safety, but at the time, most Packers fans were not really familiar with him whatsoever.
But I think in the
people
NFL,
knew Josh Jacobs, and that was a splash. It felt like a big deal when it happened.
And that one also felt even bigger because at the time, for a couple minutes, we thought we had Aaron Jones at the time, too.
True, but I would guarantee, and maybe we can find it, I would guarantee that Xavier McKinney was viewed as a top 5 free agent signing. So in the end, for the actual good of the team, signing Xavier McKinney was more important than signing Josh Jacobs in that moment and the caliber of free agent.
So are you saying it's a splash with us and with Packers fans or around the NFL?
It's a little bit of both. Are you going to bring in 2 unquestioned starters within the first 6 hours of free agency? To me, that's a big splash.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So that's kind of and I guess we also can define this a little bit as, and I don't know how to ask this on the poll question. Look, Trey Hendrickson is available via trade. I don't think that's going to happen in free agency. So, but I mean, we can't allow for basically are the Packers going to bring in 2 big time starting players before the start of our show on Monday. Free agency opens at 11. Start of a show is at 4 o'clock.
Right.
Will the Packers make a big splash in free agency is how we'll word it. Will they make a big splash in free agency, similar to last year is how we're going to define it, before our show airs on Monday? 844-770-3776. That's the Carbs Talking text line. List is more. Our Siding Unlimited poll question is, will the Packers make another big splash in free agency before we're back on the air again on Monday, which will be 4 o'clock?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they will.
What's your prediction?
Well, I made a prediction last week for Molly's game, and I wouldn't necessarily. I don't want to say hedged, but I don't know if it's as splashy. I think they're starters. Who's the guy from
The Saints.
Chase Young?
Yep.
And then the wide receiver was
Marquise Hollywood Brown.
See, Brown, I don't know if falls into that because he's more of he's an addition to the pool. He doesn't.
Right, but he
doesn't. I don't think he jumps in front of Reed or Dobbs as your receivers.
Yeah, he's more of a specialized role. He's the guy that goes downfield. He's kind of doing what He's not the same size as Christian Watson, but that's what he's doing. He's taking the top off the defense.
That's a good point. He is a Christian Watson type replacement because Watson's going to miss some time. He's a better signing like Sammy Watkins was because he's still in his prime, but was hurt all of last year and not quite the player he was like 3 years ago, but he still could get back to it if he's healthy.
If we don't get Devontae, I'm pretty bullish on Godwin right now. I don't know why.
I was going to ask you why.
I mean, he was so good in Tampa Bay. Like, Tampa Bay arguably had one of the best 1-2 punches at wide receiver in the league for years. Mm-hmm. And Godwin, I think, got overlooked a little bit because Mike Evans is also that guy. So I think Godwin he would come in and he'd be a clear number one for the Packers, like, unquestioned, no doubt.
Well, yes, you're getting semantics in the idea of he's almost, I think some people would call him more like a power slot, kind of like Keenan Allen was with the Chargers in his prime. Mm-hmm. He was the go-to guy, but like he was more in the slot, but he was the guy that was going to the key of the offense there because you move them around and because they can block and because they can get open in the middle of the field. That's just the best place for them. So Keenan Allen was like the Chargers one, even though
I say that also, like if Godwin was on the team, he would have the most targets and receptions.
Yeah, and so we're on the same page.
He would be the one. You're right. He wouldn't be like that
outside guy,
DK or even a Devontae or something like that. But he would be someone who would absolutely be a magnet for the ball.
Some context for Chris Godwin on his stats before he got injured last season.
I was just all right. Yeah.
Oh, you got it pulled up already?
Yeah, you can go ahead and give them.
You want to give your stats?
No,
I got my stats.
They're the same stats.
Should we compare stats?
Go ahead and give them.
Let's compare stats. I'll give my stats first.
Play some NFL music.
Yeah. Oh, I got you. So Chris Godwin had 576 receiving yards through his first, it looks like, until he got injured last season, which was at the time the second most in the NFL. And he also ranked first in the NFL in yards after the catch with 389. This article here from The Athletic also says he had a 0.56 EPA per play, which means per target that he had on the field. He was essentially adding half a point for his team's final projected score.
Which is wild because he didn't score a lot of touchdowns, but he was still he had a lot of yards.
EPA doesn't really take into account how many points you actually score. It's how much positioning.
You get them into scoring position.
Yes. Precisely.
Move the chain.
Exactly.
His last 4 healthy seasons, 98, 104, 83 for catches, all over 1,000 yards.
Yeah. Like, he could be a clear number one.
Is he a bigger splash than DK Metcalf?
Well, DK's a trade, which...
Fair.
I'm pretty sure every single team has been like, we're not giving you what you want for him.
The first and the third that they've been asking for, yeah.
Yeah. What about Amari Cooper? I feel like we haven't talked much about him.
That's not a splash, though.
And he's
still a name, though.
Is he 30 now?
I don't know how old he is. I just looked up his stats. His stats from last year aren't crazy impressive by any means, but
he was on the Browns, right?
He was with the Bills last year.
Both you guys, like Amari Cooper and Hollywood Brown, like those are not going to be players signed before 4 o'clock. Like they're not going to be high commodity. They're going to be see how the market sets.
Do you think Godwin is?
Yes, without a doubt.
Yeah, I think
Devontae could fall
I was
into
going to
that.
say, is Devontae a splash?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even Chase Young is dicey because I don't know if he's in that first run. Jonathan Allen is an interesting one because he's already he's going to get cut. So then, like in theory, he could get signed.
Yeah.
I guess not officially made official, but teams could agree to deals now. And then when the league flips on the 12th, they can make that change. So I'll give you some of the top free agents that are listed here that would be like the guys who would be signed before 4 o'clock. We went through some of these yesterday, but the ones that would make sense for the Packers: DJ Reed at corner from the Jets, Chris Godwin, a wide receiver, obviously from Tampa, Josh Sweat, Milton Williams, both defensive linemen from the Eagles. I think both of them will make that noise. Khalil Mack listed number 7 is
that's interesting.
I guess he's still productive.
Yeah, the Bears social media trolled Bears fans today because they posted a video throwback and it was a lot of Khalil Mack highlights in it. So all of a sudden, Bear fans assume he's going to be there. But social media does not tie to the team.
Side note: did you know that his name is actually pronounced like Khalil Mack? Just saying.
Okay.
No, I actually learned that like at the end of the season this past year. I thought it was fascinating.
How about that?
Is that like a Monte and Monty Ball thing? Because Monty Ball was with the Badgers forever, and then I was like, oh, it's Monte actually. Like,
that is neat.
Yeah, no, he like came out and said like, actually, my name is like Khalil or something. It was weird. Continue.
Charvarius Ward from San Francisco, and
it's actually Trivarius. No, I'm just kidding.
Getting into some dangerous territory here.
Off the show.
Molly heard something last
maybe
year.
I guess Brian Murphy. I'm trying to run people in the top 25. Brian Murphy from Byron Murphy from Minnesota.
I like
Devontae
him.
Adams, obviously. Carlton Davis from Detroit.
Diggs.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a big
no,
splash.
he's not going to be signed early
You don't think Stefan?
with the injury.
Yeah, I guess the injuries.
I think that's kind of. I think Hassan Reddick or Nick. I think Carlton Davis is probably the last of the ones that will be signed early.
You think Nick Bosa? Just like
Joey
from
Bosa.
or
Joey.
Joey, excuse me.
But he's
For-
being cut from he's just never healthy. So that could be one where again the market might have to settle for him.
I think it's a good reflection that this year's free agency class doesn't have a lot of splash potential.
Well, again, this is why it goes back to, I think the Packers. I don't know if they're going to do this, but what the Packers need to do is, if they really want to improve their team, is trade. Teams have gone out there and made these trades. You look at the Texans. Yeah, they got Christian Kirk, and yeah, it's a heavy one-year deal, but there's no guaranteed money on it. And they have the room for it. And actually paying Christian Kirk $16 million to be a number 2 wide receiver really isn't that bad of a deal.
Right.
And it's a 1 year you can walk away from it sort of deal. And then you have, Chicago traded for 2 starting offensive linemen, one of them coming off back-to-back All-Pros. And they traded a pick from 2026 for that player. So, and then there's other teams that are making moves to bring in players. And then you have, in theory, Trey Hendricks available, DK Metcalf. Who else is available via trade? Maybe Myles Garrett?
Not according to the Browns, but
Yeah.
Myles Garrett is demanding a meeting with the owner to be traded.
Yes. So there are some names out there that could be traded. There could be a few others that pop up. So that's why some teams have gotten in front of trading for players, because the other way is just not necessarily.
The reason I don't think the Packers make that big a splash in trading is because they don't. First of all, they don't want to give up draft capital in the first place. Second of all, there is no way Goody gives up a first-round pick in the draft that's in Green Bay.
Mark Murphy said he could.
I know. Yeah.
That is honestly fireable for Mark Murphy and Goody if the location of the draft is at all a factor in the trading away of your first-round pick.
I don't entirely disagree, but it's absolutely a factor.
That would be interesting.
Apparently they like green and gold.
Oh, my God.
Is that the question?
That's honestly embarrassing. We can circle that. Let's get a little closer to the draft for that one.
Yeah,
that's
fair.
honestly embarrassing.
I mean,
This is the first time Green Bay's ever got to hold it.
and
might
it's
be the
also
only
different
time.
because there's such a
'cause they're
small.
gonna
Yeah,
rotate it,
exactly. So
But, like,
they're-
There's such a
cares?
small market too, though, that it's totally different than like if a New York team or a Chicago team traded away theirs.
who cares, Jim? What do you do? You think it would affect Green Bay? Like, are people going to that draft as excited if they know the
Well, here's
Packers
the thing.
don't have a
There's going to
first-round
be
pick?
500,000 people going there. They're not all from Wisconsin or Green Bay.
No, but
Right,
there's going
but
to be
how
a good
much do you
chunk.
think would be? Half?
No.
You think less?
I think
Than half?
I think more people will be from out of state than in state for the draft.
Oh, that seems interesting. I don't know.
The
if-
I haven't thought about it.
The
Yeah.
city of Green Bay, the Green Bay Packers, and all that economy will not suffer at all if the Packers trade away the pick. People are not going for the Packers pick. It's like what, in teens? It's not like some sexy
23rd pick.
23rd pick. It's not a sexy pick.
no, but it's first
Michael
round
Jordan
and
pick.
maybe the only time you're ever gonna get a draft.
But you can be there for the other. You can go Friday, Saturday for the other picks.
Yeah,
No,
but
It's only
those-
one day.
I get it. I just thought it would be a little bit more impactful.
I'm just
I-
giving them more credit because honestly, if you passed up the opportunity to get a player like Myles Garrett or DK Metcalf because feels, we don't want Packer fans to be in their feels because we traded away the pick is honestly pathetic.
Felt like
and I'm
Green
giving
Bay
them
to
credit.
me.
There's no way that could be a factor.
I feel like you say it so confidently. I think you're right, but I also
Well, we can
feel
ask
like
Jason.
it's not
Jason
totally
Wilde is
right.
coming up, but like honestly,
Yeah.
everyone in the building needs to be fired if there's ever a conversation of like, should we not trade away this pick because Packer fans might be in their feels on Thursday?
See, 100% from a business perspective, like that
Team
is
building.
the stupidest
Yeah.
thing. But from like a fan perspective,
But is a first and a third and whatever DK's contract would entail, is that like field tilting enough where you don't think you can try and make it up in free agency and use your draft picks the way you see fit?
If that is a football decision, I am fine with it. If
Okay,
that
but
at
like,
all- if the draft
they could
be
call
like-
it a football decision and defend it that way, but if the draft might have some.
I guarantee that if the draft has
Implication.
I guarantee if the draft has any implication that's been verbalized at all within the front office, someone will leak that. Because someone's going to be part of that front office and be so embarrassed they're going to let that come out.
Maybe.
Because that's honestly the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Not by you. I'm not saying that like it's not a bad theory, but if a team did it, it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Right.
Like one of the like
Totally. I definitely don't take offense to it.
I'm not saying because you're not. I'm not saying the idea of it is like wrong to bring it up. I'm saying that the Packers are really dumb if that happened.
Totally. I agree. Not me, but the Packers are dumb.
Well, they are. 'Cause would you not?
I don't know. I think about it. I'm a people pleaser, Jim.
Win a
The fans would
Super
be
Bowl.
upset with me. I'm like, sorry, guys, you're right.
Win a
Cancel
Super
the
Bowl.
trade
We're
for
gonna turn
DK.
this down.
Win a Super
We're going
Bowl.
to draft someone with a high RAS
Listen,
score. Don't worry about
He's
it.
basically created the plot for draft day 2.
Basically.
That's basically what Matt Hamilton just did. He created the plot for draft day 2 that Goody and Mark Murphy are too terrified to trade. So what's going to happen now, if we did it off of this, that the Packers will trade the first-round pick to get Myles Garrett, and then they're going to have to give up like the farm because Packer fans get all upset and they don't want them to be upset, so they have to overpay to get back into the first round just to make Packer fans happy on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Complicated fella.
Honestly,
I don't know. I
That
think
would mean
that's a
that
hell of
would
a movie,
mean
Matt Hamilton.
That would mean we got Myles Garrett and a first round pick. I'd be happy.
Let's go.
But you might not pick in the first round for like a decade after that.
But it'd be a sweet draft. That draft would be awesome.
but
Honestly, that is a movie that should be made.
But to be fair, do you guys remember when the draft was in Kansas City like 2 years ago? The Chiefs had the 31st pick, maybe because it might have been the years that the Dolphins like didn't have a pick. 31st, 32nd. It was the last pick of the night. Those fans went crazy for their pick. They were excited, even though it was the last pick in the first round. Like there was so many Kansas City fans there. So it's like
the Chiefs didn't keep it to make their fans happy.
no, they didn't keep it.
And Kansas City's a good example because that's a small city too.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's like equating it to Green Bay. Like there is
The
going to be
fans were
so many
stoked.
fans there excited until midnight, whatever time that the draft gets done.
I feel like
I am not saying that the Green Bay Packers aren't going to trade
We're
away a
just
first round
saying
pick.
it's an exciting moment for fans.
Yes.
It's
100%.
that exciting moment's gone if you
'Cause
get
like
rid
you
of that
said-
pick. That's all she's saying.
Boo-hoo.
Like
Yeah.
you said, the draft will never be back in Green Bay. This is the one and only time.
Hardo Jim. Boo. You Packer fans and your feels about watching draft picks?
No. I'm saying if I am Goody,
Chicago.
I'm saying if I'm Goody, boo-hoo. I'm not making
Oh,
the-
100%.
That's all.
He's got to do his job. Yeah,
Right.
but
Because there are other picks.
try to do your job without getting rid of the first round pick.
Yeah.
What the hell's wrong with the two of you? This is why the Packers don't have Super Bowls. People think like this.
Hey, title
15 years. No, you're Title City,
I'm
first of all.
joking.
Title City, first of all.
Title Village.
Yes.
Village of Title.
Unincorporated town. Chalmers Jewelers in Madison and in Middleton is Madison's custom and family jeweler. So if you need custom jewelry, if you want a wedding band, an engagement ring, you need something repaired, you want to update some old jewelry, Chalmers Jewelers in Madison and in Middleton. They are Madison's local and Madison's custom jeweler. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
We don't speak about
Speak
her.
about rivals.
We are not rivals.
this?
Yeah, me and Kay are not on the same level in the same sense that Matt thinks that the Bears and the Packers aren't on the same level.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
They did it again. For the 5th time, Siding Unlimited, the 30-year-old Wisconsin family-owned company, is the Pella Window and Door Company's Platinum Premier Certified Contractor of the Year in the whole USA. Siding Unlimited is here in Madison with a dynamic outside-in showroom. See Siding Unlimited's window, door, roofing, deck, and other great outside stuff inside at 2018 South Stoughton Road, south of Buckeye. See Siding Unlimited's frequent Instagram posts or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Look what we have here. It's the refreshing deliciousness of a Pepsi mini can. It's the perfect complement to any meal. The dash of indulgence your day was dreaming of. The sip that'll have you singing Pepsi.
Nope, not again, Steve. Let's take a cue from the Pepsi mini can and pack all that awesomeness you're feeling into a much smaller treat for everyone. Deal?
So, big awesomeness, smaller size. I think I've got just the thing.
Pepsi mini can. Mini can, big taste.
UW Credit Union presents the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every U. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Dennis Semrau with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
Our ESPN Madison UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Shane Tabist. You have twin brothers.
Yeah, I do. How lucky am I?
What's it like in and out of the pool with both your brothers? 8 events, 8 gold medals. You've been in 16 events in 4 years, 8 golds. Is that kind of mind-boggling what you guys have been able to do as a family?
Not to brag, but it doesn't really feel like any different to me and my brothers probably, I guess. I mean, nothing really changes at the house or when we come to the pool, nothing really changes, I guess.
What's the advice you give to the younger guys once you leave?
Legendary coach Bob Bowman, he always says, do your work. I think you just come in no matter how you're feeling and you just swim the practice and you're going to get better.
Prize Picks, the best place to get real money sports action. Over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. Simple to play. Pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best way to get action on sports in more than 30 states. The app is really easy to use. To create a lineup, all you have to do, pick more or less on a few player stats for your shot to win up to 1,000 times your money. Prize Picks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. Join over 10 million users and sign up today. Combine your favorite basketball players with players from baseball and hockey, esports, and much, much more. Second half of the basketball season is here, and the race to the playoffs is heating up on Prize Picks, the best place to cash in on your favorite sports. And don't miss your chance to cash in as the league's best fight for playoff positioning. Download the app today. Use code WI to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
When I see the connection, though I see, I don't stare. Though I see, I don't stare. When I'm lost in my reflection, though I see, I don't stare. Though I see, I don't stare. Then I change.
Jim, Matt, and Molly continues live from the Everlight Solar Studio. We are presented by Coors Light. She's Molly Brown, all in pink.
I am all in
You're
pink.
popping today on the ESPN Madison YouTube.
Oh, thank you.
I am in my gift from Matt Hamilton shirt, my Anti-Social Club sweatshirt, which I
Anti-social social club.
Anti-social social club.
Did I
It's
get one
super
too?
comfortable.
Do you want one?
I mean, duh. I'll
Sure.
take. If it's free, it's for me.
I'll bring one Monday.
Okay.
And then Matt in his tough guy coffee black whiskey neat shirt.
Yeah.
Cute.
Ditto, though. I do like the shirt. I would have the same rules. You can call into the show 844-770-3776 and the Cardinals Talking text line. List is more. We are asking you, will the Packers make a big splash in free agency before the next time we're on the air, which is 4 o'clock on Monday? Big splash, we're kind of defining of adding 2 unquestioned starters. If you think they're going to sign Devontae Adams, I think the answer is yes.
So
They
would
will.
just
Really?
Devontae count as...
So I'm saying if they added Devontae and then they'll add one guy. Like they'll add off that top 25 list, I could see like Milton Williams or Josh Sweat and Devontae.
So if they just do Devontae and then wait for the second wave of free agency, you'd be like, that's not a big splash?
Right. Doesn't mean it's not going to work, but I'm saying like we're defining it by you got to sign 2 starters by 4 o'clock on Monday.
Okay. No, I
Devontae would be a
like
starter.
that we're putting some hard rules around this.
I could see 1, but 2 feels like it's really pushing it.
Well,
to
that's
me.
why I say like if they do,
Just because
Yeah.
it happened in recent past doesn't mean that, like, if you look at the history of the Packers, they're not known for making big free agency moves.
And I'll go back to Goody says they actually need to have some urgency. So the pass to the Packers should not. I agree with you.
Jerry Jones said they needed to go all in last year, and they didn't do anything.
True.
Hey, they paid Dak Prescott $60 million. Yes, they did.
The pass to the Packers,
yeah.
if you want to move forward in the playoffs, should be changed.
100%. I don't disagree with you.
And I know that you don't disagree, but like that's the part. If Goody is to be held to his word, then a DJ Reed and Devontae they could take care of. I think they could take care of at least in principle before Monday.
Yeah, he could be a Packer right now.
Jonathan Allen and Chase Young. I don't know where they fall I would say if you signed one of those guys with Devontae, I would still call it a big splash because they're going to be clear one
it's
starters.
Players that have been released are available right now, and then players
and they can't technically be signed. It's all in principle. Like the Bears trades or all the trades have gone down. They don't happen until, I think, 11 o'clock.
Non-tampering period.
The non-tampering. Well, the league year starts. I think the league year restarts on the 12th, which is also a non-tampering.
I think it's called legal tampering.
Legal tampering, sorry, yes.
Starts at 11 o'clock.
Yes, because as soon as they get signed right away,
even the players
they weren't
that are
talking
released,
before.
though, they can't be signed?
I think it's all in principle until the new league year starts.
Interesting. Okay.
But I mean, like you can come
There's
to you could
so
do that
many
like today.
weird rules
Players who
around
have been released can technically start negotiating with teams already before the tampering
Yes.
period starts. It's guys who were ending their contracts who are like hitting free agency.
But that's not where we were saying that nothing is
okay.
official until Monday.
Yes. Well, no. Tampering opens Monday, but then Wednesday is when the actual
legal.
contracts become legal.
And the trades and stuff too?
Exactly.
Okay, so Wednesday is when all the contracts and everything becomes official.
Gotcha. Okay.
But like in theory, like Devontae Adams could agree in principle with the Packers right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then it would just become official on Wednesday.
Gotcha. Okay.
TJ from the road says, I don't believe it'll happen before your show. Adams makes the most sense as the wide receiver saving a draft pick. He also says Gary Kasparov beat a high-powered IBM computer in 77.
Also, before we go to break here, Christian Manitowoc Waters did chime in to say hello. Good afternoon, everyone. I have not been able to listen to the show for a couple weeks now. Glad you're back. Hopefully you're back for a little bit, be able to listen. It's good to hear Molly's voice again. And he has twins as well. So his are both 8 years old. Strap in. It's a hell of a ride. Welcome back.
Can't wait. Thank you.
All right. We will talk to Jason Wilde after Matt tells us about Metcalf's Market.
Oh, it's the greatest. I love Metcalf's Market. First of all, 3 convenient locations. Wauwatosa, Hilldale, Westtown Mall area. They've got a fantastic selection in the liquor department. They've got a fantastic cheese selection, whether it's local Wisconsin cheeses or it's those specialty import cheeses from all around the world. You can count on Metcalf's Market to have some of the best produce, the best cheeses, a wide selection in the liquor department, and they have the Piedmontese beef, that Italian heritage breed cow that's only sold at Metcalf's Markets here in Wisconsin. So I don't know what you're waiting for. Go to Metcalf's Market, sign up for Metcalf's Rewards so you can save money, support local, and bring local home with Metcalf's Market.
Jason Wilde next.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Who just Who was that?
That was Molly.
Okay.
Molly's the snorter, and she makes weird noises when she laughs.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Are you ready to shake things up at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee? All you gotta do is toss your rewards card into your favorite slots for drawing entries and a chance to be in the Roll for Riches game show. What's on the table? Oh, just $300K in cash and prizes. Play this March, and Thursday nights, you could get on a winning streak that, frankly, you deserve. Let it ride and roll for riches. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
When it comes to your body, you want to trust a doctor, and you want to trust the experts. That's why the only place that you should consider going for GLP-1s and semaglutide is Carbon World Health in Madison, because they're run by Dr. Nestor Rodriguez. They have a workout facility and trainers to help you reach your goals, and they can help with dietary suggestions. The experts for semaglutide and GLP-1s are Carbon World Health. Learn more at carbonworldhealth.com.
Dinner just got easier and tastier. Pizza Hut's Ultimate Hut Bundle is here to save the day. Starting at just $24.99, you can get any 2 medium pizzas, 8 boneless wings in your favorite flavor, and your choice of cinnamon, cheese, or breadsticks with 2 dips. Feed the family or wow your friends without breaking the bank. The Ultimate Hut Bundle is only here for a limited time. Hurry in and order online today at pizzahut.com. The Ultimate Hut Bundle. Only at Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hey, it's Jesse Nelson with Madison Weight Loss, and I'm excited to share that I'm not the only person who's experienced all the great things Madison Weight Loss has to offer. I'm here with Manny. Manny, thanks so much for coming in. So tell everybody, how much weight have you lost?
So in my first 60 days, I actually lost about 50 pounds. Since then, almost a year ago, I've actually dropped an additional 43, totaling 93 pounds.
Dang, Manny, that's awesome. Compared to me, I lost 40 pounds in 60 days, so you're incredible. How do you feel?
it felt amazing. It's one of those things where you just don't even believe it when it's happening. And what they advertise about up to a pound a day is true. I was losing a pound and a half a day consistently for the first 60 days.
Manny, thanks so much for sharing your story. Join me, join Manny, learn the secret of losing up to 1 pound of unhealthy fat per day, and start your own success story. Contact the team at MadisonWeightLoss.com. Schedule a free consultation in person or virtually at MadisonWeightLoss.com.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
All right, Madison, let's face it. Predicting the bracket is hard, but enjoying a month of nonstop college basketball is easy, especially when it's paired with the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light. Bud Light is giving you a shot to attend the ultimate watch party in Vegas for the final days of the tournament. Just go to budlight.com/easypicks to enter for your chance to win. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents. 21 plus. Begins on 1/6/25. Ends 3/30/25. Multiple entry periods. Visit budlight.com/easypicks for free entry deadlines, and official rules. Message and data rates may apply. Void where prohibited.
Teachers are diverse, skilled leaders, innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Teaching shapes lives. Are you ready? Explore teaching at teach.org, supported by the U.S. Department of Education and 1 million teachers of color.
Hey, it's Riley Yauk. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on Twitter for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview for the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
Jason, quick
You
question.
are one of one.
3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year.
Help me understand a little bit more clearly what you're asking.
Did you ever hear it called Don't Go Jason Waterfalls?
Is this Matt Hamilton?
So I kind of just thought of this question on the spot. So it needs to be workshopped a little. I'm not going to lie.
That's the same as Matt.
Jason Wilde is on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
What's up with that? What's up with that? What's up with that? What's up with that?
That's Jason Wilde's theme music. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. We are back in the Everlight Solar Studio. Molly Brown, Jim Rutledge, Matt Hamilton.
What's up with
you.
that? Couldn't have found us another location to do a remote show from?
You know, beggars can't be choosers. You would go to the wrong one anyways.
True. And then you would yell at us for it.
I didn't yell. I just insinuated it was you guys' fault.
Yes.
You guys' fault.
You
Mostly
are
yours, Molly.
Actually, you know,
Because if you weren't coming back and you were still having
actually,
maternity leave, we would have had the show right here. I'd have known exactly where it was at.
I want to ask this question of Jason Wilde because I think out of all of us on the show now, and welcome Jason, he would be a wordsmith. Jason, when I say the word wino, what do you think of?
Alcoholic who drinks a lot of wine.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
That's kind of what I was thinking, too.
No, it was not.
Yeah, someone who likes a lot of wine.
Jason, we were at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse on Tuesday, and Matt was crushing it. He was going full enophile, talking with Lee from Ruth's Chris about all the great wines they have there. And then Matt's like, I'm not like a wino per se. Like, trying to use like a...
I didn't have the right word, so I went with wino.
It's a cork dork.
Apparently,
Lee
I was
Singleton
corrected.
said that cork dork would be a more like just a colloquial way to say it.
It's a cork dork.
But the way Matt said it, like, I'm not like a wino. But like,
Yeah, man, the way I said it, everyone understood what I was saying, whether it was totally wrong or not. Like, you got the inflection of what I was getting at.
It's a cork dork. So it's not what you say, it's how you say it. That's what you're going with?
Yeah, if there's some words in there where you can pick up context clues and figure it out, like, you're a
for the
clever
record,
man. You got it.
Ryan and I immediately were like, that's not right. So
I thought he was right.
Yeah.
Maybe that's an old person term, though, right? Like,
But I did Urban Dictionary. It doesn't pop up. There's no like phrasing that would phrase it as wino.
Yeah,
They're just misspeaking, Jason. But it's nice to for you to
I
be
think
so kind
I
about
just
it.
didn't use context clues when someone said wino around me. I was just like, oh, that's just a person that likes wine. I didn't realize they were calling him a drunk.
It's a corked door.
Should have gone with I'm not a sommelier.
Right,
And
yeah.
then
I
that would have been money.
eventually had another shot at finding the right word, Jason, but I will not live that one down either. Well, at least this week I won't.
Well, Jason's just perfect for it. He's a good, independent.
He's a word
arbiter of this.
sommelier.
All right. Jason, we have a sports question, weirdly, to get to. So we were asking the question of our fans, and right now they're pessimistic, but we were asking the question, do you think the Packers will make a big splash in free agency? And the way we're defining it is that they will add 2 unquestioned starters before the start of Jim, Matt, and Molly at 4 o'clock on Monday.
Ooh, wow, that's bold.
Because that's kind of a splash. That's when they did with McKinney and Jacobs. So, you're adding people, that's frontline players. Because after, very quickly, the top people will go, and then you'll start figuring out the market, and then other players will go over the next 24 hours.
Yeah, no, you're right to view it that way. I'm really curious to see how this plays out because, I've been sitting here and I was just telling Wally and Corey this on ESPN Beaver Dam on their damn sports show. I don't like having I don't feel like I have a good pulse for what's going to happen. And I don't like it when that is the case because, quite frankly, it's my job to give you guys insight. And I don't feel like I've done a great job of doing that because I don't have a great feel for what Goody might have up his sleeve. When you say something like we need to ramp up our urgency, I would think that would also apply to himself, which would lead me to think that he would do something that would, potentially be a bold stroke. At the same time, to me, Davante Adams makes perfect sense because of the transition that you could still make to the guys that you say in your wide receiver room are capable of growing into the number one role, as opposed to trading for DK Metcalf and anointing him your number one. You're not going to go trade for Myles Garrett, who the Cleveland Browns aren't even listening. They're doing a la 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 la. I cannot hear you. Whenever somebody tries to approach them about trading for Myles Garrett, Max Crosby re-signed or signed an extension with the Raiders and at big numbers. But Trey Hendrickson makes sense to me. But maybe he doesn't appeal to Goody because he's already had his 30th birthday. So I don't feel, I do feel that responsibility, and I just don't have a great feel for what exactly his moves might be here in the offseason because I feel like the messaging is I need to do something, but I just don't have a great kind of grasp of what that might be. He's kind of talked us in circles, and now I can see just about anything happening. Standing pat, trusting the draft, acquiring extra draft picks, making one somewhat expensive signing, or I could see him really going all in. I could see all those scenarios occurring.
So, Molly, did you have something?
I was just going to ask if there's any player in particular that you would like them to sign to be in the green and gold.
Besides Davante.
Yeah, besides Davante, of course.
Yeah, I really like Trey Hendrickson. What I like about him, yeah, if he was a little bit older, you might have called his games.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Here's a guy in the last 2 years. He led the league in sacks last year. Nobody has as many sacks as he's had the last 2 years. Over the last 4 years, the only people with more sacks are Myles Garrett and T.J. Watt. He just turned 30 in December, so the idea that he's an old player, if Goody wants to play that card and he's not interested in him because he's on the wrong side of 30, I would hasten to add that they added a guy who was 31 years old that played defensive end. Worked out okay with him. His name was Reggie White. So I'm not saying Trey Hendrickson is Reggie White by any means, but I think he would really help this team. And I think he's not going to cost a fortune. He's going to cost. But what I don't like is the idea, and maybe my logic is flawed. I'm open to you guys telling me that. But, if you trade for DK Metcalf, you then have to pay DK Metcalf. And you have basically said, okay, I'm going to fix the wide receiver position with DK Metcalf by trading a pick or multiple picks and paying him $28, $30 million a year. if you sign Devontae, who costs you no trade compensation, and I don't know, 18 to 20 million a year, which is a lot different, and then you still have the ability to get Trey Hendrickson if you want. Ooh, I'm getting all emotional. To fill the void at defensive end, and maybe he's even good enough that he leads to those other guys being better, right? Maybe Rashawn Gary, with that kind of running mate, suddenly has a 10-sack season, which he's yet to have, even though he got a $84 million, $92 million contract or whatever he got. So my point is that I would rather fix multiple things than just one, and I feel like a DK Metcalf trade only fixes one.
Jason, I'm glad you brought the DK Metcalf trade because I've got a fun conspiracy theory here for you. So put your tinfoil hat on. Is there, in any world, is Goody or Mark Murphy or anyone on the Packers concerned that if they use their first-round pick in a trade, that they're going to upset fans that are going to Lambeau for the draft? And won't get to see their team make a pick in the first round?
So, first of all, if they give up their first-round pick for DK Metcalf, I personally think that would be a colossal mistake. That's a really high price to pay. And then on top of that, pay him the salary contract he wants. We saw Deebo Samuel, who was in the same draft class, go for a fifth-round pick. So I don't think Goody's given up the 23rd overall pick. That said, Goody was asked about that at the NFL Scouting Combine, and he said that Mark Murphy kind of joked about it. Even though he didn't feel like he had to say this, he kind of joked that he has to say it to him. You can trade the pick if that's the right thing. And don't worry about the fact that we won't have a pick to announce during the first round at the draft in Green Bay. So conspiracy theorist is probably strong. I won't get into some of the other conspiracy theories that are a little more dangerous than whatever that was. But the fact of the matter is that he has gotten the go-ahead that if a trade were to require that first-round pick, he has the blessing of Mark Murphy to trade it. Now, again, I don't know who the players are that would be worth giving up. If Seattle demands that you give up a first-round pick for DK Metcalf, then that should be a sign from the football gods that you shouldn't trade for DK Metcalf. Same with Trey Hendrickson. I've seen him as maybe a second or a third-round pick that it would cost to get him. The bottom line is that I don't think there's anybody available short of T. Higgins, which I also don't think they're going to trade for him, that you would include the 23rd overall pick in a trade. So I don't think they're going to face that kind of a decision, put it that way.
Okay, that's fair. That's probably what they're telling the media, so they have to not have to worry about getting
Jason,
rid of that
my stance is
that's not from anybody. I have not. I mean, obviously Murphy said what he did to Goody, and Goody told that to the media. But I honestly don't think there's anybody that's worth giving that up for. Now, the challenge would be we could put that to the test if there was a clear-cut, great player that was on the block. Let's say Cleveland stops ignoring calls on Myles Garrett and suddenly says, you know what, we are going to trade him, and the starting price is a first, a second, and a third. I don't think Goody would pay that, but I think that's the type of player where if you got him to the point where they said, all right, we'll just take your first-round pick for him, then I think that would put go ahead and trade the pick, we don't mind, would be put to the test. What I'm saying is I don't think there's any players on the market right now that are worth giving that up for, so it won't be tested as to whether or not that's truly okay with the team president.
And to put water on a conspiracy theory, which is pretty easy to do, I think if fans were in the theater and they're sitting there and they learn the Green Bay Packers have traded their first overall pick to the Cleveland Browns for Myles Garrett, that is a memory and a moment that will be matching any draft pick they make. So they're not going to be mad if they're physically there and
suppose
draft
if they did
night,
it at the draft, it'd
that's
still
when
be,
they would
it'd still
do
be
it.
news. Yeah, it'd still be good.
Yeah. So again,
Okay.
just easily putting water on a horrible conspiracy theory. Because Jason, I said everyone should be fired if that's a factor at all. if because the draft at Green Bay, we should keep our pick, then they should fire everyone in the building.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good reason to do something that you don't think is what's best for the team. Like, if you think a trade is a smart trade that's going to make your team better, like, if the Buffalo Bills called and said, we'll give you Josh Allen for Jordan Love and your first-round pick, I don't know about you, but I would think about that.
I'd run to the podium for that trade.
Yeah. Say less, Buffalo.
So that if you gave up your first-round pick, but your new starting quarterback was Josh Allen, I think fans would recover from that. They'd be okay with it.
Jason, Mason Crosby is.
Molly.
It's good to have me back, isn't it?
Very much so.
Mason Crosby is retiring in Green Bay. What are your thoughts on that? Him coming home?
I'm going to inform the Packers that I'd like to retire as a Packer too. I think it's interesting, like that there are guys that do this, and then the Packers, the way they phrase it, so and so. Molly Brown has informed the Packers of her intent to retire as a member of the Packers. And then they get a press conference and they get a story on the website, and it's all hunky-dory. Look, I love Mason Crosby. I enjoyed covering him. I think he's a good dude. He's a terrific kicker. But, like, his last season with the Packers was 2022, right? Like, we've now experienced 2 NFL seasons since then. So
3
it's a
kickers.
great, like, no kid. Well, more like 8 or 10 kickers in terms of the ones that have actually been on the roster, right?
Right.
And so, like, I think the important lesson here is that, when you have a guy of his caliber, I personally think you should probably ride him all the way to the end, right? And until his leg falls off, because let's look back on 2023. His last season was 22. They kept saying that the door was open for him to return in 23, and then they drafted Anders Carlson, which was basically that was not a Valentine that they sent to Mason Crosby. That was okay. We're retiring you. We're done. We're going to go with the kid. I mean, they never. That was it. It's not like they ever considered bringing him in to compete with Anders Carlson. And then lo and behold, we get to the end of the season, and you are leading 21-17 in Santa Clara in the second half, and it's a 41-yard field goal, which I feel fairly confident Mason Crosby isn't missing under those circumstances, to go up 7, and instead your guy misses it, and the 49ers take the ball and go the other direction and go score the go-ahead touchdown. Like, I'm sorry, but Goody once famously said, going into the 22 season, when you have a championship caliber team, you need to have a championship type of kicker. And then obviously that season fell apart. And he didn't think the 23 season was going to be a championship season. But in retrospect, they were there. Like, those opportunities, they could have been at least in the NFC Championship game. And so my lesson would be, until literally he cannot swing his leg anymore, or he's missing kicks constantly, I think you ride the guy of that caliber. And I think that was a mistake to move on from him and draft Anders Carlson when they did.
It was a Bears-esque mistake. They moved off Robbie Gould, double doink. They couldn't replace basically Cairo Santos. So, it's a dumb, keep your kicker. But, Jason, the last thing I have for you is would Aaron Rodgers inform the Green Bay Packers that he will retire as a Packer? Or do you think that'll be more like the Favre?
Love that idea.
Or it'll be more like Favre, where he'll come back around someday, but he's not going to retire as a Packer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you. Like, I don't feel like there's anything close to the same level of bad blood that there was with Rodgers, that there was with Favre and the Packers. That they had, they had a Rodgers. Rodgers actually gets credit for starting the thaw, right, during the NFL honors, going on stage with him and shaking his hand. Like, people forget about that, but. I do think it's going to be a while. I still think Rodgers is going to play this year. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be proven wrong on that, but I still have such a hard time picturing him going out the way things went in New York. So I think he's going to play for a while still. But, yeah, I fully expect a celebration of his career someday down the road. He will not have to inform the team. The team will ask him to come back.
Thank you, Jason. Great stuff as always.
All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
That is Jason Wilde. We mentioned Ruth's Chris Steakhouse earlier. We were there on Tuesday. You can go there Friday, Saturday, any day of the week. The Sizzle, Swizzle, and Swirl happy hour is going on. Get yourself, like, the steak sandwich is great. The seared sashimi is great. Fried calamari. Obviously, the cocktails there are great. But Chris Orr and I, now linebackers coach for the Chiefs, he and I went there, and we had the burger. And good Lord, Molly Brown. No, good Lord, the burger was amazing. Like, it's the whole idea of, like, you talk about in marketing, like, oh, you could get a cheeseburger at McDonald's or you could get a steakhouse burger. And, like, that's the idea of between, like, buying cheap marketing and buying really good marketing. Mm-hmm. Good God, the marketing taste of that burger at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse was unmatched. I've never had a burger. You don't think, like, I'm going to go to Ruth's and get a burger. If you're there for, like, a happy hour and you're having a few Coors Light, get the burger. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Starion Bank, with 3 Madison area locations in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona. Starion Bank is here investing in your community. Start your experience at starionbank.com. Member FDIC. Wisconsin fans roaring, let's go Badgers, after Bucky's 74-67 win at Minnesota. Nolan Winter back in his home state, loving the chants. The sophomore big man on the moment during his appearance on the Jump Around digital show.
Going into the barn, we saw a sea of red kind of file in before the game, and we were loving it. So throughout the whole game, we were just trying to get them involved a little bit. And at the end of the game, when that let's go Badger chant kind of broke out, we were loving it. We were just trying to feed into it a little bit.
Nolan Winter joins the Jump Around Thursdays at 1 on ESPN Madison's YouTube channel.
Get 0% interest for up to 6 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Our team installs year-round, so why wait? Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Want to join the fastest growing home solar company in the nation and work in the fastest growing industry in the world? Everlight Solar has open positions in the Madison area and in their newly open Milwaukee location. As Wisconsin's largest home solar company, Everlight Solar offers great opportunities to gain new skills and advance your career. Don't miss the chance to join the Everlight Solar team. Visit everlightsolar.com to apply today. Save money, save the planet, and start with Everlight Solar.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
American Family Insurance is a lot like Captain America. He protects the world.
It's just doing my job.
And we help protect your dreams with amazing auto and home coverage. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com. And see Marvel Studios' Captain America: Brave New World.
Suit up. We need to move.
In theaters February 14th. This film is not yet rated.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Brian here from Canopy Wealth Management. At Canopy, we create strategies that are tailored to your needs and goals. We've invested heavily in client-friendly software so your assets and plan progress are available to view in one place at any time. Whether you prefer only the high-level information or enjoy the intricate details of the planning process, we've got you covered. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Drinking Zoa Energy for a while now, and I absolutely love it. You guys know that I just had twins, and I have a toddler, so I need all the energy that I can get. Zoa gives me the perfect boost without that crash that comes with the other energy drinks, and the best part about it is that Zoa is packed with natural ingredients like caffeine from green coffee and green tea, fueling both my workouts and my busy work days. Plus, the flavors are amazing. Wild Orange is my favorite. And I feel so good knowing it's all about clean energy. Pick up some Zoa for yourself. You can find them at Festival, Pick and Save, and so many more locations. Head over to zoaenergy.com to learn more.
I always just want to go with and twins, which is weirdly...
Is that an SNL thing?
It's and the twins.
Well, no, from Coors Light, it's and it says right here, the and twins. What's up with that? Right here says and twins. So it's an old Coors Light commercial.
Okay.
And I just Googled it here. The and twins Coors Light commercial featured identical twins, Diane and Elaine, some long Polish last name I'm not going to be able to pull off, who became known as the Coors Light twins in the commercial. I actually asked Ryan to have this ready at some point. I'm guessing we don't have it. Hey! And
oh, this one! Yeah.
And twins! Ryan, the producer.
Twins! Yeah, we know why you're thinking of that one. I was going to say,
but
should
every
I
time you say twins in my head, like forever, you're like, I always want to go, and twins. I guess good marketing by Coors Light.
That's in Scary Movie 3. Have you guys seen Scary Movie 3?
That's actually where the audio is from. Okay. It's from the Scary Movie 3 version.
Okay, gotcha. Yep, that's
I think
exactly
I saw
what
Scary
it's from.
Movie, and then I got it. Like I didn't watch anymore.
I should get my twins like Coors Light onesies, and then they could be the Coors Light twins.
I don't know if Coors Light would make Coors Light onesies, but I'm sure like an Etsy sort of thing.
There's something. There's got to be
like
something.
an Etsy. Like, I don't know if they
Coors Light onesies out there,
but not from Coors Light. I would imagine a beer company making clothes for babies is probably frowned upon.
I think it's more okay to make it for babies than teenagers.
Probably. I would imagine it exists, but it might exist side market.
Oh,
like
I found
Etsy or someone else prints it.
You know what comes up when you Google Coors Light onesies are like the adult ones that are PJs that I'm pretty sure that you have.
Yeah.
Can we get some Jim, Matt, and Molly Coors Light onesies? That makes sense, right?
Oh,
like baby ones or like adult ones?
Eat both.
Okay.
Just not for teenagers.
But like you're talking about onesie like a
romper.
winter pajamas.
Yeah, it's like pajamas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which seem wildly uncomfortable.
No, they're not.
I would wear that. I'd wear that for the show.
I feel like I'd be on fire. Like it'd be so warm.
Oh, yeah. Not uncomfortable because they're not like comfortable to be in. Uncomfortable because this studio's too hot.
Well, and then also like you gotta full zip yourself down to use the restroom.
That's the thing. The one I've got, it's got double, like zipper on both sides, so you just gotta zip up from the bottom a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, imagine being a girl when you're wearing like a normal cute romper and you got to get naked to go to the bathroom. That's fun.
That's fair. They don't have the butt flap.
We don't have a barn door. We don't have a butt flap.
That's what it is, right? That's what it was.
Yeah, but why would they like make articles of clothing that you'd wear out with a butt flap?
Oh, I don't think it's necessarily for wearing out.
But she was saying
one that I would wear to work.
She was saying
if I have to go to the bathroom, I gotta take it all off.
Molly basically just told us like she gets naked in the bathroom. If
George Costanza style.
The next time,
I always take my shirt off every time I take
the next time you see Molly Brown in a romper at work, be aware that she gets fully naked in the bathroom to go to the bathroom. That's what she has told us. That's what she's told us.
I'm omitting that from my memory.
Jim is not making eye contact with me.
Yeah,
she brought it up. I'm just being clear what Molly Brown has then told us.
It's true though.
But also,
I believe you.
Not gonna beat around.
Just in general, and no offense, gross. Like, do you have to put your clothes on the floor then?
No. Like they
hooks
just go
in the
down.
stall?
They just go on your legs. Like,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah,
I'm a bottomless
you had a
pit.
coat. You hang a coat on the stall. I didn't know if you hung your.
do you
it's
drop your
further away.
pants all the way when you go to the bathroom? Like pee?
No.
Yes.
No. That's a Jesse Nelson move. Jesse
I'm a
Nelson.
nut. I do that, and then I lift my shirt with both hands. I'm a nut.
Rubbish.
Right.
Do you go to the bathroom with other people?
I mean, not intentionally. Sometimes there's other people using the restroom.
What? Yes. All right. This is Jim at my percent back
Home practice is about to begin. Your daughter's new tap shoes? Loud. Your son's new tuba? Louder. But you got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with $50 overdraft grace zone. So if you lose track of expenses buying some noise-canceling and sanity-saving headphones, we've got your back. You got this with $50 overdraft grace zone from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's Kelly Sheffield, Wisconsin Badgers volleyball head coach. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center Update brought to you by Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania. Conference rivals meet in a boys basketball regional semifinal tonight when Val Phillips Memorial hosts La Follette. Coverage starts at 6:30 with tip at 7 o'clock on 100.5 ESPN and live video streaming free on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. And there's plenty of hoops going on in the state of Wisconsin this weekend. Badgers basketball, they finish their regular season tomorrow. It's at noon tip-off against Penn State. It'll be senior day for the Badgers. That game is on Peacock with the Badgers currently 11.5-point favorites against the Nittany Lions. Badgers currently the number 12 overall team in this week's AP poll rankings, currently projected as a 3 seed in Joe Lunardi's most recent bracketology over at ESPNWisconsin.com. Also go back to the ESPN Madison YouTube page and check out the full interview with Badger center Nolan Winter when he joined the Jump Around for his weekly appearance this past Thursday. Catch him on the Jump Around every Thursday going forward this basketball season. Then the Milwaukee Bucks, they take on the Magic tonight. That's a 7 p.m. tip-off. And Marquette takes on St. John's, 11 a.m. Saturday.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's
let
gonna
me get
swing
this
on
right.
Jim. He's a complicated fellow.
People like me. I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
We're learning a lot about each other.
We got Homer, Matt Hamilton.
Yeah.
We have
Pessimist Molly.
No. Realist.
And then contrarian.
Total. Yeah.
Jim Rutledge here.
I wouldn't say I'm a wino by any means.
That's not really the term. But
Yeah.
All right. Wino?
No, wino's like somebody that likes wine.
Maybe you're just not hip to the jive like us young cats, right, Molly?
And to be fair, it's a corked door.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
Jim, Matt, and Molly continues live from the Everlight Solar Studio. I am Jim Rutledge. He is Matt Hamilton. Molly Brown with you. We are presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue. You know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light. I kind of love that.
I like the problem is it starts kicking in with the love, and there's a whole, it's actually a song.
Well, I don't want to make it a full 15-second drop.
No, it's right. It's good that you cut it there, but then when I hear the rest of it, then I'm like, I kind of know the whole song now.
I like the end better, and he could have cut that in. And I love you too, right? Is the last line?
Oh yeah, but he pulled it from the movie, not from the cartoon, not from the commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, there are a lot of options out there, and honestly, most of them I was like, this feels like I shouldn't be playing. These feel like very cancelable.
Searching the twins.
Yeah, they felt like very cancelable
It's not
commercials.
on the YouTube stream. You can see us on the YouTube stream, but like,
And
we're
you
not
can
playing.
comment there.
Yes, you can comment on
Good
the YouTube
job.
stream. Nice work, Maddie.
Yeah.
We do have a Saturday Unlimited poll question. Will the Packers make a big splash in free agency by 4 o'clock on Monday? That's the first day of legal tampering period is Monday at 11. So right now, 54, almost 55% of you say no. And we are defining a big splash by adding 2+ starters before 4 o'clock on Monday. You can chime in 844-770-3776 on the Carbless Talk and Text line. List is more. And I think we've kind of come to the fact, or at least my opinion is, if they add, in principle, Devontae Adams before Monday, then I think the answer to this is yes.
Just Devontae, even if they don't have anyone
because they're
else.
going to add
then you
someone
think
else
by
on
Monday.
Monday. So I think if they do Devontae before Monday, on Monday they'll add one of the other ones.
I'm hoping for that. I don't know if they actually would.
I don't think they're going to, no. I don't think they're going to add Devontae either.
I don't think.
I think
they're
you're going to
gonna
get,
add Devontae.
what is it? There's like a meme on the internet right now that's like, you stupid fan, there's not going to be a swimming pool. There's not even going to be a house. So, like, honestly, for Packer fans, it's like, you stupid fans, there's not going to be a starting free agent. There's barely going to be some backups signed by the Green Bay Packers. Like, I just feel like the Packers are not, to your point, they're going to, like, Hollywood Brown and, I don't know, Joey Bosa or something. Like, they're going to pick up, like, players they want on their terms that could work, maybe won't work, maybe they will work, instead of, like, when you're signing a guy in the top 10 viewed free agents from ESPN, you're signing someone that's going to come in and, barring anything crazy, they're going to start and play and be good immediately.
You're trying to win with them.
Yes, immediately. Like year one. Like, could it be a problem a couple of years from now? But some of these guys, like Josh Sweat, I think is 28. Milton Williams is 26. DJ Reader is 27, 28. That's McKinney's age. That's Jacob's age. Like, these players fit the profile. So if the Packers don't sign some of these players, they are not putting their money where their mouth is. They said they need to have urgency, then sign some of these players. And if they don't, then the
just
Packers
raise
don't have
ticket
urgency.
prices. Go out and get somebody.
Yeah, if
You're
Get
gonna
extra
get that
money.
money
if you
in a
have
minute.
urgency, then do it.
Yeah.
Because these are not like, they're not huge names, but DJ Reader is your starting cornerback then. Like, he is your Jair replacement.
Yeah.
And so that is a DJ Reader and Devontae Adams. Now you got a number one wide receiver and you got one corner. Now you can work out with Nixon and Valentine and then maybe add some people through the draft. But they have holes that need to be filled with instant starters. Let's walk through that for a second here. So they need another starter at wide receiver, right?
Correct.
Because Christian Watson.
But I think the most dire need, if we're going to go in order
I'm
of
not
urgency.
going in order. I'm just
oh,
listing
okay.
some off. So
okay.
wide receiver.
Yep.
I would say they need another running back. That could be drafted, but I think you need a running back because you don't know what Marshawn Lloyd is.
I think
And
that's something I'd be
Jacobs
happy going through the draft.
I agree.
for.
I'm just running kind
But
of
you're
through.
right.
Yes.
They
through
could definitely use it. Again, not in any particular order
Right,
because
yes.
that is not high on my list.
Yes. I think, they have to bring back Josh Myers, otherwise they'll need a center or an offensive lineman. He is a free agent.
But
So,
do you think that they will bring him back?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
so?
going to be a big market for him.
Okay. I mean, he had a fine season.
I think they need a pass rusher. Whether it's on the edge or interior, they need a pass rusher.
Agree.
Okay. Yep.
I think they need 2 pieces in the secondary.
When you say 2 pieces, like a corner and a
the-
safety, or just
no,
two
your
corners?
safeties are fine. I think it's more
So
of
2 corners.
Yeah, I think you need 2 corners.
I don't
Yeah,
want to roll
totally. We are
because
we
Jair's
are
gone.
Thin.
You don't-
Jair's gone. We've got 3 corners on the roster.
Valentine, Nixon, and who's the third?
Valentine.
Valentine.
Valentine. Yeah, Valentine. was-
Nixon.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
And
really,
Hey, they re-signed Robert Rochelle. Put some respect on his name.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So, like, you'd want because this is how, and Tauscher's talked about this before. You want to go into the draft where you're adding depth and future pieces, not starters. And so you should sign ideally like DJ Reader, and then maybe you get a further down the road corner.
It's Reed, right?
Yes.
Sorry. So
There's another
okay.
offensive lineman named There's a tackle in the NFL named DJ Reader.
Sorry, I don't
So-
have
Oh,
it in
that's
front
not
of me.
confusing
it's
at
all
all.
No.
it's all good. I just wanted to nip it in the bud here. We heard it twice, so I was like, I'm just
Gotcha.
going to correct him.
Yeah, I didn't
A
have the top
gentleman's
50 in front.
correction.
I didn't have the top 50 in front of me. So it's DJ Reed. You're sorry. Yeah.
Thank
DJ
you.
Reed. He's 28 years old.
Did you say you're sorry?
Yeah. I was getting it wrong. I'm saying it wrong multiple times. Like that's
No, but you were saying to him like, "Thank you for correcting me," but you said you're sorry.
No, he was. Ryan, don't play like that. Ryan's just trying to get under your skin.
Yeah.
What?
I thought he said
No.
He's trying to piss you off on a Friday.
I am apologizing for giving the wrong
Yes, he's
name.
just.
Thank you, Jim.
Yes,
I
yes.
accept your apology.
Yes, I was more apologizing to the fans. Thank you. I was thanking you.
Well, I was offended.
Yeah, I was thanking you for correcting me and apologizing to the fans for giving the wrong name. Just that we're all clear on it.
We understood.
All right,
Ryan
yes.
was
No.
just being a little brat.
Yeah.
See, Molly is used to dealing with babies right now. So, Ryan, you can't pull any of your stunts anymore.
That's fair.
So we've kind of walked through it. So the Packers definitely, again, adding two. Maybe you don't fill it all at the front end of free agency, but adding two, I think, is required for this team to really feel like a Super Bowl contender. Things can change in a season. You can make a great draft or whatever, but you need trade could be another thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to add two. I'm just looking at you could go further down the list, and Mike Hilton, a corner from Cincinnati, maybe you get him on a 1-year deal that you like. It doesn't have to be two premier. You could have DJ Reed and then add that player. It doesn't have to be all studs, but I think they have needs on D-line. They have wide receiver need. They have major secondary need.
Evan chimes in on the YouTube stream. Remember, you can always go comment there. He says Murphy and Adams. I'd be happy with that. Byron Murphy.
Yep. Josh Myers is listed as the 57th ranked free agent. So he's a good player, though. Pass block win rate of about 94%.
57 out of how many?
This is out of their top 100 for ESPN.
Okay.
How they did 100 of these folks. Good for them. I don't want to name 100 football players.
It's a weak free agency class, unfortunately.
That's what it feels like.
But there are some players at the top. Well, and I agree with you saying, but the Packers are weak in the secondary. So adding a corner, and that's why I said if you added Devontae and Reed, you know what? You call that a win. It may not be the McKinney Jacobs sort of impact, but you gotta solve some of your issues before.
It might be very close to that kind of impact.
It could be. I don't know if Reed is as good as McKinney, and Devontae. It could be bigger if Devontae would be bigger. It very well could be, but if it's not, it's still going to be an impact because those are two holes you need to fill on your team. And 100%. If you fill them before the draft, you're going to feel better about it.
Totally. And that's honestly, it's the part that scares me the most about going into this is because the Packers, and again, they've made some moves. I am fully aware of how they have done in the last 5-6 years in free agency, and it is much more under Goody. That said, I don't love the way Goody feels about draft picks. Especially with his history at his first round draft picks. I don't if you were hitting home runs every time in the first round, I would understand this feeling, but he's had one home run, and that was Jair.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I'm running through here. So when
you could say Jordan Love was a hit.
It was
hit, but you can't say a home run yet.
Maybe a stand-up triple at this point, but it ain't a home run yet.
Okay.
Because the other part of it is that you did take Jordan Love in a year you could have used a player to help your team compete
at
that
the
year.
time, we thought that was one of the biggest misses in Packers history because we were one game away from a Super Bowl.
Was
maybe
2018?
One good wide receiver away because we wouldn't have had to force it into Devontae on the 2-yard line.
True.
Right?
There's a lot of what ifs.
At the time, it was looked at as a whiff.
At the time, depending on who you asked, really. Really depending on who you asked.
Well, if you asked me, it was a whiff.
Fair.
Now I'm giving him a stand-up triple at that point. I have changed my tune.
So before we go to break, Goody took over when? His first draft was 18?
I believe 2018 or I think 2017, actually.
So 2017, there was no pick. So 2018 would have been Jair.
2017 was when they took Kevin King's high second round.
The Packers traded their 2017 first-round pick to the Cleveland Browns for their 2017 second and fourth-round pick. And I believe T.J. Watt was picked, and then they picked I'm just reading it right here off the...
I believe you. I'm trying to remember that, but go ahead.
It had to have been it because there's no other trade in the first round around it. So Jair Alexander, then Rashawn Gary, Darnell Savage. Savage is a miss. Gary at 12,
for his draft position, he hasn't been a home run. I'm not saying he hasn't been a good player.
I agree with you. If you're doing home run, then yes, Jair would be...
I'm just talking about home runs.
Yes.
In a way where when you make a trade, you get a guy who almost for sure is a home run. You're trading for a solid player, a proven commodity.
What they are.
Exactly. Now, it might not be a home run because they don't fit on your team, but it's not because of talent or skill. The draft there's plenty of first-round guys that play out the rookie contract and never get back into the league. So, like, I just don't feel like Goody hits the home runs that merit holding on to draft picks like they're absolute gold, because his first-round draft pick isn't gold.
Well, for an example here, you could look at, running down the rest of the list here. Stokes, that's not, obviously, we talked about Jordan Love. Home run, I don't know if it's a home run. Quay Walker, not a home run. Devontae Walker, not a home run. Lucas Van Ness, not a home run. Jordan Morgan, TBD.
Yeah.
But let's just look at the Eagles. Devontae Smith.
Home run.
Yep.
Well, really good.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Davis, he's still on a team for 2021, and you're a key player on a Super Bowl team. You might give it a home run. But anyway, Jordan Davis, D-tackle from Georgia, then Jalen Carter.
Yep.
Nolan Smith, and then this year Quinion Mitchell, and then the next pick was Cooper DeJean.
Right.
So, like, home runs of – because the other part of it is, like, you look at some of these players, Rashawn Gary was not effective really until year 3.
100%.
And
he
so
hardly played year 1.
Jalen Carter was good year 1. Devontae Smith, like, you didn't have to wait for Quinion Mitchell or Cooper DeJean. So some of this also is the time to impact. Like Jordan Love, it was year 4 he was impactful. Eric Stokes never got to really – his best year, I guess, was his first year, but never really got impactful.
Right.
Quay Walker, maybe this is his year. Devontae Wyatt was good this year, but not some sort of game record. He's not Jalen Carter.
Right.
And then Lucas Van Ness is not impactful. Jordan Morgan, not impactful. If the Packers could just pick players, because Jair, to your point, was an instantly impactful player.
Right.
They have not really drafted an instantly impactful player since Jair.
Right.
And
Crazy.
so if you just drafted in the first round, if you drafted just more impactful players in the first round, that would make a difference. Actually, I was listening to something about the Lions draft. And they some of their picks, I haven't verified if this is all one draft, but I remember that they got a lot of crap when they drafted Jack Campbell and they drafted Gibbs, their running back.
Oh, yeah,
Jahmyr Gibbs. And I believe that same draft, they might have been Laporta and Brian Branch.
I'm looking it up right now.
And I remember specifically with Gibbs and Campbell, people were kind of ripping the picks. And their philosophy was, I don't care about the value of the pick as far as like, you know, is this person got traits for the future? The Lions looked at it and said, Gibbs is the best player. He's within the best player available, and he's the best player at a position we need. We're taking Jahmyr Gibbs. Jack Campbell, and also, oh, by the way, they had good enough combines, and they put football stuff on tape. Same with Laporta, same with Branch. And they said, we're going to draft the people at places we need and places that we know that these guys can come in and play football immediately. And not because you look at this, Quay Walker, Eric Stokes, for sure, Rashawn Gary, and Lucas Van Ness. I don't know about Jordan Morgan. Those are all projections, too. Those are all, we like their traits. They didn't produce at a high level in college. I think Walker was a backup.
And
Van Ness was a spot
Van
starter.
Ness was like a third down starter.
Yeah, Eric Stokes, like a one-year starter. Yeah.
Attack.
Mm-hmm. So the Packers just adding someone that could impact them immediately would be helpful. You can immediately impact your health by going to Carbon World Health. Ask them about GLP-1s. You can ask them about hormone optimization, workout regimens, plenty of great things over at Carbon World Health. You can go to carbonworldhealth.com, sign up for the 6-week experience. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
We don't speak about
Speak
her.
about rivals.
We are not rivals. Yeah, me and Kay are not on the same level in the same sense that Matt thinks that the Bears and the Packers aren't on the same level.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
You can accomplish quite a lot in 6 years. You go from changing diapers to dropping your child off at school. You can get a bachelor's and a master's degree. And you can take up to 6 years to pay off your brand new Pella windows and doors at 0% interest. You get so much more than stunning windows and doors. It's the Pella experience. Talk about quality control. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services every product. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 3/8/25.
Look what we have here.
It's the refreshing deliciousness of a Pepsi mini can. It's the perfect complement to any meal. The dash of indulgence your day was dreaming of. The sip that'll have you singing Pepsi.
Nope, not again, Steve. Let's take a cue from the Pepsi mini can and pack all that awesomeness you're feeling into a much smaller treat for everyone. Deal?
So, big awesomeness, smaller size. I think I've got just the thing.
Pepsi mini can. Mini can, big taste.
Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. I'm here with Nikki. She has also worked with the team at Madison Weight Loss. Nikki, you look great. Tell me how much weight you've lost and how long it took.
I lost 28 pounds in the first 8 weeks. And since then, I've lost another 7 just with staying on the maintenance program. So 35 total.
That's incredible. What changed about your health with the weight you've lost with Madison Weight Loss?
Before I started with this program, I had entered prediabetes. I had gotten my first high cholesterol reading at the doctor. All of those things normalized 8 weeks, no problem.
And what kinds of things can you now do that you couldn't before?
For the first time in my life, I feel like I'm able to eat healthy and eat the junk food I love at the same time without going off the deep end.
What would you tell someone who is like you and thinking about losing weight with Madison Weight Loss?
Oh my goodness, please don't wait any longer. To anybody listening who has ever even thought of it, just do it. You don't have anything to lose except a whole lot of weight. In a very short amount of time, you're going to feel like a new person.
Schedule a free consultation at MadisonWeightLoss.com.
It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 100.5 ESPN.
Lillard's going to tee up a three, and he splashes it through for the left wing.
Brought to you by Michelob Ultra, the official beer of the Milwaukee Bucks.
The Bucks scored 43 first-quarter points and led by 13 after one as they pounded a depleted Dallas Mavericks squad 137-97 at Fiserv Forum. A record-setting night for Giannis as the Greek Freak scored his 20,000th career point, finished with 32 points in just 25 minutes of action to go along with 15 rebounds and 4 assists.
Here's a drive inside. Giannis goes, speaking of blow-bys, right past Powell to the cup, and with that bucket, Giannis cracks 20,000 points for his career, becoming the 52nd player in NBA history to reach that distinction.
The Bucks now a season-best 11 games over 500 at 36-25. They welcome the Orlando Magic to Fiserv Forum on Saturday night.
This has been your Milwaukee Basketball Report on Madison's home for Bucks basketball, 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Michelob Ultra. Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Saw the stars so bright. In the farmhouse things will be alright. I never ever saw the northern lights. I never really heard of cluster flies. Never ever saw the stars so bright. In the farmhouse things will be alright, alright.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. We are live in the Everlight Solar studio. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
Molly's going to have the power here in a minute, but you can chime in 844-770-3776 on the Carlos Talk and text line. List is more. Are you expecting the Green Bay Packers to make a big splash in free agency by 4 o'clock on Monday? Monday is the first day of legal tampering period. 4 o'clock is when we're back on the air. Right now, 58% of you say no. We are defining a big splash by adding 2 starters. I'll ask this before we get to Molly's game. Do you think they would add one of those starters via trade?
Sorry. No, because they're not giving up any draft picks.
So, because in theory, you could add a starter. Like, again, Christian Kirk was a 7th-round pick. He is now a starter for the Texans. So you don't have to give up a high pick
right
to maybe get some of these players, because but you're going to have to bring on a big salary. So that's a trade-off. But most of these salaries are 1-year deals. You can get out of them with no guaranteed money left over.
Right. I just don't see any picks getting leaving Goody's wallet.
I agree with you.
Maybe he'll change. I don't know.
The jaws of life are the only thing that can open up Goody's draft wallet.
Would you have been happy if the Packers traded the 7th-round pick for Christian Kirk?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's...
I would have been. Again, what I think is going to happen and what I would like to happen are two different things.
I was just curious, taking the temperature as a fan.
But then...
That's a fair trade-off, I think.
But then his salary, then, are you happy paying him $18 million a year, potentially?
But
for a season?
That's just under what you would potentially be paying Devontae Adams.
But Devontae's probably multiple years.
Plus, I also, we heard Adam Schefter say, and I have no reason to not believe Adam Schefter, we're not Devontae's ideal spot to land.
First choice. Option 1.
Yeah, but he might just be saying that because Devontae wants to be in warm weather all year. At SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles.
If Devontae gets an offer and we're close, and he doesn't go with us, and we missed our opportunity to get somebody like Christian Kirkwood for a 7th rounder and just take on his salary, I'd be pretty bummed about that. The thing, if I was hearing Devontae wants to be a Packer again, I would be ecstatic. But you got to kind of cover your bases in the event that he doesn't.
Let's get to Molly's game.
Hi. I am looking for Molly. I've been searching everywhere and I can't seem to find Molly.
This is Molly's Game, hosted by America's favorite bookie, Molly Brown.
All right, guys, good to be back on my game in person. First up here, Wisconsin basketball. They take on Penn State in their final game of the regular season. I'm asking you over under 159.9. Actually, let's go 159.5 total points in that game. Jim?
And what was the over under again? 159?
159.5.
Ooh.
Total points.
I'm going to go over.
Okay.
Interesting. I'm going to take the under.
Ryan.
Oh, it's been a minute since I was included, actually. It's funny because I was always
You weren't playing when I was sending in my voice memos?
I was the one in charge of playing the audio for us.
You had Chrissy. Don't lie, I listened.
Sometimes.
She's in here.
Oh.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sorry.
No. I will take the over as well. I think this is a big game for the Badgers going into the Big Ten tournament. I think they score a lot of points.
All right. Next one here. The 2 second-seeded teams in the NBA, and the Los Angeles Lakers and the Boston Celtics, are facing off on Saturday evening. I'm asking you, how many points will Luka score? We'll play it the Price is Right style. Matt, you first.
Luka, who are they playing?
It's Celtics-Lakers. I believe in Boston.
Celtics-Lakers in Boston.
So just to help out a little bit here, he has scored 29 on Sunday, 30 on Tuesday, 32 last night.
So let's say averaging 30, right?
Or his last 3, yeah.
Yeah.
I will take 29. Just under.
Jim.
I'll go 30.
Ryan.
I'll go 24, actually. I think Boston has some really good defensive wings. Derek White, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown could give him some problems. I mean, not many people can give Luka problems, but he was also on a slump when he first got to the Lakers, and that could happen again. Did you see he was sitting alone last night on the bench?
No,
He's literally, like 4 seats down, like the way like LeBron would do when he hated the team he was with. He's learning a lot from LeBron already.
Yeah, but you know what? The thing with NBA that bothers me is these dudes are almost 7 feet tall, if not 7 feet tall, and they're all crunched together on these tiny chairs that us, like our normal sizes, probably find somewhat small and cramped sometimes. You know what I mean?
So I will say, I forgot to mention, this was during a team huddle at the other end, and he was sitting down by himself. I'm not saying it's because he hates where he is, but I could see him, he's still not in the best, probably emotional state. I could see him coming back down.
I mean, I'd probably still be salty if I'm him, too.
Oh, for sure.
Last one here, guys.
Salty. You have to go play for the Lakers, poor thing.
Well, think how much money he's missing out on. Now he has to pay income taxes.
He lost a lot of money.
Lot of money.
Not
just on the tax. Well, you're
well,
right.
I mean,
Texas
seriously,
and Florida don't
no
have
income taxes in Texas.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
think
also,
how much.
So the reason why he lost money to set it up.
Well, he could keep his residence in Texas.
I don't know how all that works.
I don't know when you get paid, like where the check's coming from.
The check comes from based off where you're playing
right,
the
because
game.
also when players
That's
play.
interesting because there's a lot of golfers that are like based in Florida but don't necessarily live there all
It
year
has to do with
the
where,
same reason.
Yeah, it has to do with where the contest is. The actual game itself is occurring.
Yeah, for all sports. Like the NFL, it's a whole story that Hunter Hillemeyer tried to sue when the Bears play in Cleveland. You are taxed on Ohio taxes for that one game. Your game check is taxed on Ohio.
Wow, that's wild.
And NBA, all of them. Yes.
Because you're being paid by the league, not by the team at the end of the day. And the team is a national team where they're subject to income tax by the state that the event's occurring in.
Huh.
So that's how that's how it works for the majority of sports, yeah.
That's great. I really didn't know
Who
that.
thought we were going deep into taxes during Molly's game?
But
It's fascinating,
the other
though.
thing that Molly referenced is that Luka, the league tries to motivate teams to keep the stars and stars to stay. So if Luka had stayed with the Mavericks, it was something. It could have. It might have been like $200 million.
Yeah, because he was going to get a supermax too.
Taken off the table because now he's on a new team, so he can't get the same sort of max from the Lakers that he could have gotten from Dallas.
He lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily, because I think the supermax too is like it's over more years too.
But yes, but like up front, he still lost.
Up front, yes, he did lose a amount of money. Yes, true.
Last one here, guys. The Milwaukee Bucks, they have a tough schedule ahead of them. I think they actually have the hardest remaining schedule in the NBA. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they do. They take on the Cleveland Cavaliers on Sunday, so I'm asking you, who will have more points in that game? Damian Lillard or Donovan Mitchell? Matt?
Dame.
Donovan.
Donovan Mitchell. The Bucks aren't guarding him.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, Giannis is climbing up the MVP. I mean, Giannis is playing at a level where I think he's going to continue to rise and score more and more points. Like he is, I think, top 3 or top 4 in MVP odds. So I could see Giannis continuing to take off. I think Dame's going to play well. I like the Bucks' chances. Look, I'm going to make the prediction now.
Cleveland's still the best team in basketball?
I think Oklahoma City is.
Well, like record-wise, I'm saying.
They're 52-10, I think. I don't know what OKC's record is.
I think OKC's record is better.
I think they were better too.
Crazy.
I thought
it's close. It's very close.
For most of the year, it's been in front. Maybe Cleveland snuck in front at the back end, but regardless, OKC is better in a tougher conference, and so winning more games, that many games in the tougher conference would be there. But I would say this as well, that I think the Bucks. I don't know if this is bold or not. I think they're going to finish as a 3 seed.
You think the Bucks will?
Yep. I think the Knicks will slide a little bit, and the Bucks, I think they're 3.5 games out.
That'd be pretty sweet.
I don't think it really matters between 3 and 4, except for vibes, but I think in this case, the vibes would be good to be a 3 seed.
Well, it would kind of depend on whether you'd rather be in Cleveland's half of the Eastern Conference or Boston's half of the Eastern Conference.
If they finish a 3 seed, that means they finished really strong.
Mm-hmm.
And I did look it up. Cleveland has it by 1 right now. It's 51-11 for OKC, 52-10 for Cleveland.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oklahoma City's still a better team.
And I don't disagree. I was shocked this year when I saw how good Cleveland was doing and continuing to be this good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, the Celtics too, if they actually start to go back to like playoff form, like they might also turn it up a notch
they're
too.
not quite to the same level, and they're right behind them.
Yeah, and they could just be not sleepwalking through the regular season, but when
if you
win
get the
a
1 or 2
championship.
seed, that's the goal.
And
Yeah,
don't sleep
Get the first
sleep
round
on
bye.
the Warriors. I think they're going to make some noise this postseason.
I could see it.
Maybe.
I think they've lost twice since
They
they've had
win.
Jimmy Butler.
If they win,
I always
Curry
forget
retire?
that Jimmy Butler's even on Golden State. It's still so weird.
Well, that's why I don't sleep on him. Like
Yeah.
Jimmy
No, I
going to.
understand.
It's not obviously Luka going to the Lakers, but Golden State I think was a better team overall than the Lakers. So adding Jimmy is I think equal because Golden State had a better overall roster.
I mean,
and Steph's
Jimmy
a bigger.
Buckets is a playoff guy too. Like
Right.
if they get to the playoffs, he is.
Yeah, think how many
He is
times that they've gone
dangerous.
against the Bucks.
And Steph is the biggest winner in his era.
Mhm.
So I would pick them over Luka and LeBron. 4-12 in the finals or something like that. Yeah.
Such a hater.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm absolutely pumped to watch college basketball's best players shine on the court while they chase the ultimate trophy. Oh yeah, it's tournament time. So where are you watching the magic happen? Make Potawatomi Sportsbook your place to catch all the high-flying action with a massive video wall, sports betting kiosk, excellent drink specials, and much more. It's a basketball fan's paradise. Bet above the rest, only at Potawatomi. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Who just who was that?
That was Molly.
Okay.
Molly's a snorter, and she makes weird noises when she laughs.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Dinner just got easier and tastier. Pizza Hut's Ultimate Hut Bundle is here to save the day. Starting at just $24.99, you can get any 2 medium pizzas, 8 boneless wings in your favorite flavor, and your choice of cinnamon, cheese, or breadsticks with 2 dips. Feed the family or wow your friends without breaking the bank. The Ultimate Hut Bundle is only here for a limited time. Hurry in and order online today at pizzahut.com. The Ultimate Hut Bundle. Only at Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
Let's talk to Nicole in Wisconsin.
I love you guys. I listen to you every single morning because you're the show I listen to religiously. But I think the most relatable thing about all of you is the professional family dynamic you have. Reminds me so much of all the workplaces where there's a lot of support and love, but there's also like a lot of jabs and joking.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekdays from 5 to 9 on 100.5 ESPN. Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
It is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are live in the Everlight Solar Studio. I am Jim Rutledge alongside Molly Brown and Matt Hamilton.
Hello.
It is Phish Friday. We had a friend of the show come
song
out.
request.
Yeah, a song request from.
It was played. You guys didn't acknowledge it.
I don't even
didn't
know
hear
the
the music.
song. You
I
have
don't know
to
Phish
set
songs.
me up.
And I wanted to set
It was
up.
during Molly's Zoa live read, so it brought the energy.
Okay.
There you go.
Brought the energy.
So I want to set it up more.
Molly,
So we
can
were
you
at.
spell Phish, this band?
PHISH. It's like fish food, like the ice cream.
Well, the
yeah,
ice cream
you're
was
right.
named after the band.
after the band.
Oh, I did not know that.
Hey, where
Wow.
do you think they came up with the name for Cherry Garcia?
Oh, Jerry Garcia, but he plays for
the 49ers.
what band?
Long dead, by the way, too.
Oh,
Jerry.
okay. He played for.
Yeah.
He was the front
He
man.
gave you
in
a clue kind of with the last one.
What'd you say?
Long Dead.
Oh, Grateful Dead.
There you go. Hey,
You can keep quizzing me. Keep going.
No, I love that you
Bring on the
were
Ben and
able to-
Jerry's. Let's go.
It was very funny.
We love Ben and Jerry's. But yes.
Okay, what was Half Baked after?
It seems like it's like, is that like Sublime?
No.
No?
It was after the movie Half Baked, wasn't it?
I don't know that for sure. That's just definitely a.
So they're like big fans of like
pop culture.
Oh,
Here's the thing.
I didn't know that.
I think you would like everything about Ben and Jerry's. Not just how great they taste, just the whole vibe and the entire business, the way they name their food, everything, the way they operate, everything about Ben and Jerry's. I think not only is it amazing, I think it would be right in your wheelhouse.
I'm Googling it, so I will learn more. Continue.
Just don't look for it on Twitter because then they'll like it less. But this is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. She's Molly Brown. I'm Jim Rutledge. Matt Hamilton with you. Phish Friday. What I wanted to get to, then we'll go to break and come back and wrap up the show with pole dancing. But What? No.
What? No, we got pole dancing right here.
I thought you said I couldn't do pole dancing. I guess I didn't hear you properly.
No, you did.
You can't do pole dancing. You shouldn't do pole dancing. But.
All right. Well, anyways, I want to set this up. Buck and Honey's, Sun Prairie. Someone came up to the table, talked to Ryan, and so I want to set up why we had a request. So, Ryan, share the story.
So we had one of our fans come up during our remote at Buck and Honey's. Once we got the speakers plugged in and everyone at the bar could actually hear us, he immediately, I noticed, recognized that we were the show because I think he probably didn't see us very often. He must not watch on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream, which you can do. But I noticed as soon as he heard Jim's voice and Matt's voice and Molly's voice, he turned over and he started looking at everyone. And he eventually, during one of the breaks, walked over and said, "Hey guys, you're Jim, Matt, and Molly, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, we are." And he came over and said, "Big fan, and one thing I got for you," and he recognized me as Primetime Wollersheim. He asked, because it's me, he said, "Hey, tomorrow for Phish Friday, I got one song request, Tweezer Reprise by Phish." So
Tweezer Reprise?
Tweezer Reprise was the name of the song. It took me like 5 times to figure out what he was saying, I'll be honest. By the way, I believe the fan's name is Dan or Dave. I can't remember. I'm sorry. If you're listening, Dan/Dave, please text in and tell us what your name was. But you were also at Buck and Honey's for the J. Henry Bourbon event where you were playing the guitar.
Yeah.
And you did very well, by the way.
That's good. All right, let's go pole dancing.
We asked and you answered.
What?
Coming to the stage, it's pole dancing on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Hey now.
Presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Let's go, Ryan.
Yeah, guys. And by the way, that might be the perfect segue into this week's pole dancing because, guys, I don't have any polls for you. All we got here is a reaction to our poll from yesterday. This was the poll question asking, is it Matt Hamilton's fault when when he shows up to the wrong location for a remote broadcast? Now, guys, I don't know if you're aware of this, but KBN, the other show that's going on during our show, they do this thing called pole position.
Never heard of it.
And they look at all the polls from around ESPN Wisconsin, and they pick the worst one to review each week. And guess what, guys? They picked ours as the worst this week. Well, because they wanted to say not was it a bad poll to ask, is it Matt Hamilton's fault when he shows up to the wrong remote broadcast? They picked it was the worst because it was by far the worst situation that Matt Hamilton found himself in because Ben Brust was disgusted to learn that Matt Hamilton doesn't check his own email.
Like, we all sit through IT training, we're signing the handbook, and this guy doesn't even log into his email. It's absolutely ridiculous.
So he ain't taking out one training. He's handbook. What handbook?
You see what I'm saying? This kind of
and then they jumping down your throat.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
You even see the damn email that says sign the handbook.
What handbook?
What did you guys have to sign? I didn't have to sign anything.
I just show up.
La-dee-dee, la-dee-da. Oh, wrong location.
Check's gonna clear.
Check's gonna clear, right, Matt?
It hasn't bounced yet.
Well, what do you think about there, Ben and Kyle? Letting you know how they feel about it.
I mean, to be honest, it's a fairly accurate assessment. I'm pretty sure I could have gone into my email, clicked on the the calendar tab, and seen the location of our remote broadcast. Like, it was totally my fault. I was just trying to swing it any way I could because I was upset.
Wow.
Upset that you didn't tell me. Hold my hand, Ryan. I'm a toddler. I'm a man-child that needs his hand held. If we're not going to do the show in the studio the night before, I want to be told exactly where we're supposed to be.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
And it doesn't have to be you. Molly could tell me. Jim could tell me. But one of you three should.
It's funny because I
Sure,
literally...
a little reminder, a little fun little reminder.
Well, once Ryan said that you were coming from the other location and you were going to be late, I was like, you know what? I should have texted him this morning and said, hey, just a reminder, we're at Buck and Honey's in Some Prairie.
Thank you, Molly.
I even, took the blame for it almost in a sense. Like, I went full mom mode where I was like, oh, darn, that was my fault.
So I want you to know I don't blame you or Jim or Ryan in any way, shape, or form. But I will tell you, if you want to help me out, which in turn might help you out, it would be nice to just... It doesn't take any time. It doesn't cost anything. It's like, hey, Maddie, we're going to Buck and Honey's tomorrow.
I'll tell you what, if it did cross my mind, and I can't remember if it has, but there have been times it's just crossed my mind, and in my head I'm like, dadgummit, not the word I say. Figure it out. Like,
I don't have,
for sure. So that I don't do it. Like,
for sure.
Nah.
I'm just saying, I feel like we're past coworkers. We're friends.
We are.
Yeah. So like, you wouldn't let your friend leave him hanging. And if your friend was like, "Hey, this is just one thing I need." Okay, this is me asking.
No, I'm saying if you asked, "Hey, which one are we at?" I would absolutely.
Oh, this is me asking that. I just want to know where we're at.
Can we meet in the middle of like if there is a place we're doing a show at and there's multiple locations? Just hey, which one are we at?
Yeah, but sometimes we have remotes that I don't even know about until like a day or two before.
Still. I think
that's a
we
you
established
problem.
it's still.
Well, I
on
know,
you.
but it could be an us problem.
It is an us problem because you don't know.
Wow.
It ends up becoming an us problem.
Let me just say,
Right,
Jen
so let's
Hamilton.
nip it in the bud and tell me about the remotes in person instead of assuming I read the email.
Let me just say, Jen Hamilton, you are a saint if you're listening. That you put up with this kind of
when
attitude.
I tell my wife,
I cannot believe
I've
that.
done stuff with Matt. She goes, "How does Jen put up?"
I am so good at being told what to do. Like, it's my whole sport. It's what I've won a gold medal off of, is being told when and where and how to do
But
something.
you're not. You are told when and where. You just are not told when and where right before we do it.
Yeah.
So you are a golden retriever. You are just further solidifying you're a dog.
I'm pure golden retriever. I'm purebred golden retriever.
So-
I just want to make people happy, and I know I upset at least 3 people yesterday by not knowing where I'm supposed to be.
It didn't upset. You were there on time, so it's just more of like I only would have been upset if you were mad at us.
We were slightly upset.
Yeah.
We were slightly
But
upset.
we were told he was going to be late. So
Yes,
then I was
that
annoyed.
is
If
true.
he wasn't late,
That is true.
he wasn't late. So then
I
I was
wasn't
like,
totally
whatever.
sure how long it would take me to get there, and the Google Maps had me there 10 minutes earlier than I had predicted in my head.
When you called me on the phone, you were like, "All right, well, I'm gonna get there at 4 or 5. I'm gonna be late." There was so much sass on the phone.
Yeah, I was angsty yesterday because of the whole situation. But I want to say today, after sleeping on it, seeing the poll results from our fans who normally have my back through thick and thin, they're like, "Hey, you know what, Matt? Maybe you can act like an adult every once in a while and figure your own stuff out. Just maybe."
So
what?
Real quick, I know we gotta get the break, but you didn't have any email training, right?
No, not email training.
Did you sign a handbook?
Yeah, we all sign a handbook.
I feel like I probably have.
No. To be fair, I didn't. I mean, now we have to. Like, I never signed anything to work here because I started as an intern. Then they just started paying me, and then I got promoted.
You know where my fatal
and I don't
flaw
have any
was?
sign thing. Now every year I have to sign something, but forever there was no like onboarding. I just started as an intern and worked, and one day I was here.
My fatal flaw is when they asked me if I wanted a GKB email. I should have just been like, "Nah, you can just send it to my email." And then it would have been good. Then we would have been golden. Because all of these requests would have just gone to my email instead of the GKB one.
Fair.
I just got to make a better job of checking my GKB email. That's really the long and the short of this.
Honestly, you could just leave every time we leave the show, be like, "Hey, are we on remote tomorrow?"
Just every day. Okay, real quick.
Got a remote?
Are we on remote on Monday?
I don't think so.
I actually don't know.
Ryan, are we?
Wow.
Don't ask us. Ask Ryan.
I just got back from maternity leave. You can't blame me.
If I didn't sell that remote, I don't know where we are.
Yeah, and Ryan, I'm a golden retriever. Are we on remote on Monday?
No, we are not remote on Monday.
Okay, I'll be here.
We do have a potential remote next week, though, I think.
Huh?
I think we do.
I don't like it. All right.
I'll let you know.
Huh?
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison. I'd go there. You could be a winner at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison. Last time we did a show at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, you won some money.
Oompa Loompa slots, baby!
And I did do 100 push-ups last time I was there, too.
Yeah,
but,
you did.
Go be a winner. Go to
And you
Ho-Chunk
crushed
Gaming
it.
Madison. You do not have to do 100 push-ups to win money at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
But it doesn't hurt.
In fact, I didn't win anything with my 100 push-ups, but Matt did. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
What a handbook. What did you guys have to sign? I didn't have to sign anything. I just show up.
La-dee-dee, la-dee-da. Oh, wrong location. The check's gonna clear.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Tracks.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV.
Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
There's a winter weather advisory this Thursday on the Jump Around.
We are joined by the one and only Nolan Winter.
See Wisconsin Badgers center Nolan Winter on the Jump Around every week for the rest of this basketball season.
We know who we are, and we know that when we attack and play to our full potential for the full 40 minutes and we don't let up the last 5 minutes, we can be a very special team.
The Jump Around, brought to you by Steinhoffels. Streaming live every Thursday on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel and available wherever you get your podcasts.
As you're putting your spring calendar together, we'd love to have you join us Saturday, May 17th for Marco Siki's 7th annual Casting for Kids Fishing Tournament to support the American Family Children's Hospital, UW Carbone Cancer Center. We're on the Madison Chain of Lakes at 8 a.m., then back at the Alliant Energy Center at 2 p.m. for happy hour, dinner, and live and silent auctions, plus a chance to win an Alumacraft fishing boat. To sign up and get more info, go to castingforkids.org. Casting4kids.org.
Look what we have here. It's the refreshing deliciousness of a Pepsi mini can. It's the perfect complement to any meal. The dash of indulgence your day was dreaming of. The sip that'll have you singing Pepsi.
Nope, not again, Steve. Let's take a cue from the Pepsi mini can and pack all that awesomeness you're feeling into a much smaller treat for everyone. Deal?
So, big awesomeness, smaller size. I think I've got just the thing.
Pepsi mini can. Mini can, big taste.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Primetime Wallersheim telling me to wait for the beat to drop.
Yeah, which was a good call.
It was, absolutely. Molly Brown, Jim Rutledge, Matt Hamilton with you on a Friday. I need March Madness to get here. So, we're in the Everlight Solar Studio. We are presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's Crush a Coors Light.
You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube, and you can listen back Wisconsin on the Man, Apple, Spotify, and those great places. But do you start feeling next week your March Madness itch starts to get scratched a little bit because that's when tournaments start for the Big Ten tournament, conference tournaments start next week?
I think it's as soon as you can start watching while you're at work, because then it's playing in the background. So yes, that just gets me going.
We got a little bit of breaking news here brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership, part of the Metro family of dealerships over on the east side of Madison, Metro Kia and Metro Ford. What is our breaking news, Prime?
So this just coming in from Ian Rappaport out NFL Network. The Seahawks are trading quarterback Geno Smith to the Raiders, reuniting him with Coach Pete Carroll. They'll be getting a third-round pick going back to Seattle and a new quarterback for Las Vegas. Likely affects the trade value or the likelihood of DK Metcalf getting moved soon, I'd imagine. It's a big move for the Seahawks.
That seems like a move that we are resetting.
Yes.
Yes, so more likely he gets traded.
More likely that they would settle for a second and a fourth?
Maybe less.
Oof.
Well, I mean,
they want a first and a third is the reason I say second.
Yeah, no, I get that part of it. I think they can wait that out a little bit here too, because if you're also at the end of the draft, couldn't you just trade? If you're not in a hurry, you could trade DK. I've talked about this with Miles too.
Did we just come up with a new landing spot for Aaron Rodgers?
Well, I was going to say maybe
that'd be wild.
But they're not going to. You're not moving off DK and all these players to have Aaron come in and be bad.
I mean, Aaron might not have a choice.
No, you don't want to. But you don't want to bring in Aaron because you don't want to win. I guess maybe you do want to bring in Aaron at that point.
So you're tanking.
You could trade DK Metcalf after the draft for a first rounder the following year.
Yeah, maybe.
That's more likely to happen. They talked about that with Myles Garrett as well. This has been Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
See ya. Have a good weekend.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your